What's up? Hey, what's up? So a 22-year-old man has crashed his bike and it caused him to get an erection for 7 weeks. He had an erection that he just couldn't get rid of. This long-lasting erection was apparently caused when he fell onto the crossbars of his bike. And I think it's self-explanatory what part of him he hit on his crossbars. His balls and wiener. And then it caused him to stay erect forever. This guy waited 5 weeks before he finally went to the doctor and told him that he's been erect for 5 weeks straight. I wonder why it took him 5 weeks to finally go to the doctor. He must have been embarrassed. But shit, I would have gone earlier than that. It would be hard to walk around with a boner for 5 weeks. What if you have to go to the store and get some food? You're standing there trying to decide which bread you should buy and someone sees you and they're like, damn, that guy's really turned on by bread. And you know you can't buy bagels because everyone's just gonna assume you're gonna put your penis in them. That's probably what pushed this guy to finally go to the doctor. He had a really bad boner experience. He probably bent over to look at some woman's baby and was like, oh, it's so cute. And then he stood up and she was like, you sick fuck! And when this guy first went to the doctor, the first thing the doctor tried to do was treat this guy's boner with manual compression. Manual compression. I'm guessing that's a nice way of saying he jerked him off a little. They say it worked at first, but then his erection immediately returned. And can you blame him? What's sexier than a male doctor squeezing your boner? I know if it was my doctor, he'd be like 70, so bonus. So after the handjob didn't work, they put a 2-week-long pressure dressing on his junk. And that didn't work either, so the doctor cut his dick off. No, I'm just kidding, that didn't happen. The doctor actually just prescribed him a really high-class prostitute. Sorry, escort. But we all know what you really are. They did finally end up fixing his erect penis by inserting gel and platinum coils in between an artery and a vein. And that was supposed to relieve pressure and change the blood flow in his penis, and it made him flaccid again. Hallelujah! But apparently this procedure had a small chance of making him impotent. And whoa, put the brakes on. I would have probably said no, because, you know, I don't want to be impotent. I would rather have a boner for the rest of my life. It wouldn't be so bad. I mean, it's better than not being able to get a boner. I could just tuck it up into my belt and wear a baggy shirt all the time. You know, I hope this guy's fixed now, though, and I hope he can get a boner at his own free will. But you know, if he does end up impotent, then he knows how to get his boner back. He just has to smack his balls into some metal. That'll do it. You know, he was just walking his dog and he leaned over to look at some woman's baby and he was like, oh, what a cute little baby. And then he stood up and the woman was like, you sick fuck!